My dearest, take a deep breath right now, and for just a moment, place your hand over your heart. I know you've been feeling this heavy burden, this unsettling restlessness that jolts you awake in the dead of night, and that knot in your stomach feeling you get when a certain name comes up, or when a very specific text message lights up your phone screen. I need you to grasp one thing right now, before I say anything else, before another word even passes my lips. You were 100% on the money, absolutely spot on all along. That inner voice, that sharp, keen feminine intuition that the Creator so uniquely placed within you, it wasn't paranoia, it wasn't insecurity, and it most certainly wasn't just all in your head. It was an emergency alarm, blaring loud and clear, deep within your very spirit. You carry within you a profound sensitivity that operates like a divine radar system, but so often you've been conditioned, you've been taught to silence it, to dim it down, all in an effort to be pleasant, to avoid being judgmental, to be that good girl who always extends yet another chance. But today, the message is ringing out, absolutely crystal clear. That deep discomfort you felt, that unease in the presence of this particular person, that was your spirit actively repelling a falsehood, a deception that your physical eyes simply hadn't been able to fully perceive just yet. This incredible sensitivity that you carry isn't some kind of burden. No, it's actually a precious gift of protection. But it absolutely needs to be understood. It needs to be recognized, and it needs to be shielded, so that you don't end up becoming an emotional sponge, soaking up every single thing that's going on around you. So many chosen women, just like you, spend years trapped in draining cycles of excessive giving and sheer exhaustion, all because they haven't yet learned how to truly govern their own inner light, how to manage their own spiritual energy. And that, my dear, is precisely why I am extending this heartfelt invitation for you to explore the 3 keys to a prosperous life. This trilogy isn't just a mere collection of books. It's a profoundly practical and deeply insightful roadmap, meticulously crafted and specifically designed for women who are ready to awaken to who they truly are, to heal those invisible blocks and internal barriers that have been holding them back, preventing their progress, and to expand their lives with both unshakable emotional and financial stability. We've painstakingly prepared this invaluable material for you, available both as an ebook so you can read and reflect at your own pace whenever it suits you, and also as an audiobook, ensuring that this profound wisdom can accompany you literally wherever you happen to be in your journey. It's an empowering invitation for you to truly learn how to receive, how to sustain, and how to multiply your blessings, all without carrying that heavy weight of guilt. If you genuinely feel, deep in your soul, that it's finally time to step into your rightful place of authority and leadership, then the link to embark on this transformative journey is conveniently located right below, pinned in the comments section and fully detailed in the description. Please understand, this is a truly unique, limited-time opportunity for you to gain access to this comprehensive and empowering wisdom. Now, circling back to what your very own heart has already been screaming out to you, please understand that God isn't exposing this difficult situation to deliberately hurt you or to make you feel heartbroken or sad, but rather, He's doing it to rescue you, to save you from what would have been a truly fatal trap. The person you're undoubtedly thinking of right now, that individual who smiles so sweetly at you, but whose eyes, deep down, remain strikingly cold and unfeeling, well, they are absolutely not who they appear to be on the surface. That mask of kindness, those overly enthusiastic compliments, and that sudden, almost jarring closeness, those are all part of an incredibly well-constructed facade, meticulously designed to deceive. Her intentions, let me tell you, are far from pure. They are deeply tainted. She drew near to you not because she genuinely loves or truly admires you. No, but because she covets, she deeply desires the unique light that you radiate, that you carry within you. There is something profound in your very essence, a grace, a special favor that rests upon your life, and it deeply, deeply bothers her spirit. It eats away at her. And her hidden agenda, her true objective, is to gain access to your intimacy, to your deepest secrets, all so she can attempt to control your divine calling, your true purpose. She desperately wants to drain your anointing, to sap your spiritual energy, because she simply lacks the ability, the capacity, to produce her own light. You are not, in any way, weak for harboring these suspicions. On the contrary, you are far too precious, far too valuable to allow yourself to be contaminated, to be polluted by such negativity. This very moment is a profoundly crucial test of your discernment, a pivotal turning point. If you choose to ignore these glaring red flags once more, and if you attempt to salvage this toxic connection in the name of a friendship that in reality only exists on your side, then the devastating price you will pay will be nothing less than your emotional well-being, your inner peace, and your entire spiritual progress. Please understand, not every woman who calls you friend genuinely wishes you well. Some are merely distractions, cunningly sent to delay your divine purpose. They are sophisticated traps, cleverly disguised as sisterhood, appearing to be all love and support, but secretly harboring a deeply insidious spirit of sabotage. If this powerful message is truly resonating with you, if it's hitting home, please consider giving it a like right now, this very instant, because that simple action helps immensely to deliver this urgent warning, this crucial wake-up call, to countless other women who desperately need to awaken as well. This person, believe it or not, has already begun to orchestrate moves behind the scenes against you, in ways that you can't even begin to imagine, pulling invisible strings. She speaks glowingly of you to your face, placing you on a seemingly grand, yet ultimately fragile, pedestal, but behind your back. Oh, she's skillfully sowing subtle seeds of doubt about your character, about your integrity, and about your very competence. She meticulously studies your words, she keenly observes your vulnerabilities and your weaknesses, and she patiently waits for the precise, opportune moment to unleash a slow-acting poison, cunningly disguised as genuine concern or friendly advice. Make no mistake, this isn't just petty drama. This is spiritual warfare, artfully camouflaged as a genuine friendship. Her superficial charm is nothing more than a calculated war tactic. Her persistent flattery is a finely honed weapon of manipulation. And there's something even more profoundly disturbing that you absolutely need to know. In the spiritual realm, alliances, dark pacts, have already been forged against you. It is highly probable, extremely likely, that she has aligned herself with someone from your past. Perhaps someone who has already betrayed you, or someone who harbors a deep-seated dislike for you. Shadows, you see, recognize each other, and they readily join forces, conspiring together, all in an attempt to extinguish anyone who shines too brightly, anyone who radiates true light. Do you recall that particularly strange dream you had recently? Perhaps it involved slithering snakes, or being stuck in thick, clinging mud, or maybe a frantic chase, or simply that pervasive, unnerving sensation of being utterly trapped. That was no random occurrence, my dear. It held significant meaning. That inexplicable tension you felt during that seemingly casual conversation, that sudden choking knot in your throat. That wasn't just your imagination playing tricks on you, not at all. That was your warrior spirit, standing strong, valiantly resisting the encroaching darkness that was actively trying to force its way in. The danger for a chosen woman rarely ever comes screaming its presence, or in the terrifying guise of a monstrous figure. Instead, it typically arrives whispering softly, subtly, offering what appears to be generous gifts and comforting validation. But your gut feeling, that undeniable physical pang in your stomach, that is the infallible, absolutely foolproof security system that the Creator himself meticulously installed within you. This individual, I tell you, harbors a deeply hidden spirit of corrosive envy and insidious manipulation. They mirror your emotions, they mimic your faith, they copy your very manner of speaking and dressing. But their ultimate, sinister objective is to outright steal your identity, because if they cannot manage to be you, if they cannot usurp your place, then they will relentlessly attempt to utterly destroy you. But I want you to know, with absolute certainty, that the Lord has specifically appointed guardian angels, heavenly protectors, all around you. And the very moment you decisively choose to cut this detrimental tie, and you absolutely must cut it for your own good, heaven will respond, swiftly and immediately. You will feel an enormous weight literally lift from your shoulders, a physical, tangible release, a real, undeniable sensation. That mental fog that has been clouding your judgment, leaving you feeling utterly confused and disoriented, it will simply vanish, dissipate into thin air. You have been far, far too generous with your precious heart, my dear sister. You have extended a seat at your lavish banquet table to someone who, quite frankly, should have remained firmly outside your gate, beyond your inner sanctuary. You, my dear, mistakenly confused your momentary need for companionship, your fleeting vulnerability, with a true, genuine soul connection. You have repeatedly forgiven manipulators who never genuinely repented, who never truly changed their hearts, but merely shifted their deceptive strategies. But today, right now, you are receiving the profound wisdom and the regal posture of a true queen, a woman of authority and grace. Stepping away, drawing a firm boundary that is not an act of cruelty. No, it is an essential act of sacred self-preservation, a divine command for your own well-being. This person was never, ever sent by God as a definitive, everlasting blessing in your life. Rather, they were permitted, allowed to enter as a crucial test of your spiritual maturity, and let me assure you, that test is now undeniably over. Had you not received this urgent divine warning right now, at this precise moment, she would have irrevocably contaminated the brand new season of unparalleled prosperity that is rapidly approaching your life, ready to unfold before you. God, in His infinite wisdom, is meticulously opening a silent path of escape, a discreet exit for you. Do not, I repeat, do not make a scene. Do not confront her directly. Do not even attempt to explain your reasons or your motivations, because manipulators, by their very nature, will cunningly twist your explanations, weaponizing them as ammunition for their next round of insidious mind games. Simply and decisively step away. Your dignified silence will be the most resounding answer you could possibly give, and your deliberate absence will, in itself, be her undeniable judgment. Always remember how the enemy's meticulously crafted plans invariably come crashing down, utterly defeated, whenever a woman of God firmly positions herself in divine wisdom, standing her ground. The very trap they so carefully prepared and painstakingly laid out for you is precisely where they themselves will inevitably fall, caught in their own snare. There is, I must warn you, a very specific feminine influence operating insidiously behind all of this, a manipulative voice that whispers constantly into this person's ear, relentlessly feeding her pride and meticulously fueling her treacherous schemes. They whispered amongst themselves, confidently asserting that you were naive, that you would be incredibly easy to manipulate, a simple pawn in their game. But oh, how profoundly they underestimated the one who truly protects you, the almighty hand guarding your steps. The complete guide is linked right below, in the pinned comment and in the description box below this video. Take this crucial step for yourself, because you absolutely deserve it. Circling back to what we were discussing, emotional stability is precisely what's going to prevent you from falling into the very next trap, which is the infamous honeymoon phase of their return. Now pay very close attention to this next part, because it is vital. Manipulators seem to possess a sixth sense for the exact moment you are beginning to heal. It's almost spooky, truly unsettling. The very minute you finally stop crying your eyes out, the moment you decide to focus on your work or dedicate yourself to your family, your phone starts ringing. A text message pops up on your screen. I dreamt about you today. I drove past that spot we used to love and it made me think of you. Just wanted to know if you're doing okay. No pressure at all. Be very careful. This isn't genuine regret. This is a sneaky fishing expedition. It's what we refer to as hoovering, akin to the technique of a vacuum cleaner, attempting to literally vacuum you back into their toxic orbit, back into that destructive cycle of abuse. They skillfully bait you with sentimental memories, those warm, fuzzy feelings. They won't appeal to logic, because logically, they simply have no leg to stand on, no real arguments. Instead, they go straight for your emotions, for that pang of nostalgia, that longing for what once was or what you wished it could be. And because you possess a flesh and blood heart, a heart that genuinely beats and feels deeply, the natural tendency is to romanticize the past, to gloss over the real reasons for the breakup, for the painful split. Your mind, in its attempt to protect you from the raw agony of separation, starts editing your memories, altering the narrative. You might remember the laughter and the good times, but you conveniently forget the subtle put-downs and quiet degradations. You recall the thoughtful gifts, yet you somehow erase the constant demands and criticisms. You absolutely need to keep your evidence file wide open, accessible at all times. When that wave of longing washes over you, do not consult your needy heart. Consult the hard facts. Consult the stark reality of how anxious, completely drained, and utterly confused you consistently felt in the presence of that person. Learn to observe their actions, not just their words. An apology that comes without any change in behavior is nothing more than sound manipulation, empty rhetoric designed to lull you back. A woman who knows her worth understands that access to her life is a privilege, a highly valued one, not a constitutional right granted to just anyone who knocks on her door. And here enters a spiritual secret that very few people will ever truly share with you: the isolation test. When you remove these people from your life, it might initially feel as though your life has become stalled out or far too quiet, perhaps even a little eerie. Your phone doesn't ring as much as it used to. The invitations to social gatherings start to dwindle, and the enemy, the voice of doubt, will try to use this very silence to whisper insidious lies to you. See? You ended up all alone. Nobody truly wants you. You're too high maintenance, too difficult to be around. Reject that lie immediately, without hesitation. This silence isn't loneliness, it is divine sanitation, a profound cleansing. God is meticulously purifying your environment. Imagine that your life is a sterile operating room where a major, life-altering destiny transplant is about to take place. The entire environment needs to be perfectly sterilized. There cannot be any kind of contamination whatsoever. The people who exited your life took with them the germs of doubt, of gnawing envy, of petty gossip, and suffocating stagnation. This silence, this newfound quiet, is the very sound of your healing happening, deeply and truly. It is in this profound silence that you begin to hear the voice of the Holy Spirit once more, a voice that was previously muffled and drowned out by the constant noise of other people's endless dramas. Truly savor and make the most of this precious time. Do not rush to fill it with new, superficial friendships or casual acquaintances just for the sake of having someone around. Learn to be your absolute best company. A woman who genuinely enjoys her own presence, who finds peace and contentment within herself, is a woman who will never again settle for just any company, simply out of a fear of being alone. If you are genuinely understanding that this silence is a phase of crucial preparation and not some form of punishment, then hit that like button on this video right now. This simple action signals to the universe, and more importantly, to yourself, that you are wholeheartedly accepting this necessary process of spiritual purification. And while you navigate through this detoxification period, this period of profound internal cleansing, prepare yourself for the external reaction. When you finally change the dynamic, when you stop being the inexhaustible giver, the endless source of validation and energy, the people around you, not just the toxic person themselves, but the entire enabling system around them, the whole dysfunctional ecosystem that surrounds that person. They're going to find it very odd, very unsettling. They will undoubtedly say that you've changed. They'll claim that you've become cold, arrogant, or even stuck up, perhaps even snooty. Understand this clearly. When someone says you've changed, what they generally mean, deep down, is you've stopped behaving in the way that specifically benefited me, that served my interests. Translate that message in your own mind, internally reframe it. Receive it as a profound compliment. Your perceived coldness is merely the normal, healthy temperature of someone who has finally learned to set clear, firm boundaries. To those who were accustomed to burning you constantly, your gentle, normal temperature feels like absolute ice to them. Do not waste your breath trying to explain your new, evolved version of yourself to those who are deeply committed to exploiting the old one. It's a complete waste of your precious time and energy. The Queen of Sheba never bothered to explain her vast treasures to those who lacked the discernment to properly evaluate their worth. She simply reigned. Therefore, reign supreme over your own emotions. Reign over your tongue, over what you choose to say and what you choose to withhold. The urge to defend yourself will be immense, especially if there is slander or malicious gossip involved. And unfortunately, most of the time, sadly, it absolutely is. The person who has been cut out of your life needs to desperately create a narrative where they are the innocent victim and you are the evil villain, all to protect their own fragile ego, their delicate self-image. They will tell half-truths and twisted versions of events to mutual friends. They will deliberately distort the facts, spinning stories. Just let them talk. Let them spin their tales. The truth has a funny way of always, eventually, coming out into the light. But it is never in a hurry. A lie can run really fast, but it only has short legs, and it quickly gets tired, burning itself out. The truth, on the other hand, walks slowly, with steady steps, but it always reaches its destination, and it endures. Whoever chooses to believe their distorted version, their twisted narrative about you, is actually doing you a huge favor. They are revealing themselves as someone who doesn't have enough discernment, enough spiritual vision, to even deserve a seat at your table in the next season of your life. The filter is working precisely as it should. Whoever gets swept away by the gossip, let them go, let them drift away. Those who possess a genuine, true connection with your soul will seek you out. They will look you straight in the eyes and feel your truth resonating deep within their spirit without you needing to utter a single word. Your peaceful vibration, your inner calm, will be your greatest defense. Think with me for a moment. How much vital energy have you truly spent in the last few years trying to manage other people's perceptions of you, to control their narrative, trying desperately to prove that you're good enough, that you're loyal, that you're a true friend? That energy is absolutely vital. It is the very currency of your destiny, the very essence of your future. Now, you are going to take all that precious energy that was leaking out, draining away in those endless attempts to gain external approval, and you will channel it directly into your personal projects, into nurturing your health and well-being, and most importantly, into strengthening your connection with the divine. You will witness firsthand how dramatically your life will prosper and flourish at an absolutely astonishing speed. Things that have been stuck for years, legal documents, personal processes, your physical health, even those business ideas you've been sitting on, will suddenly begin to flow with ease. Why? Because you finally stopped feeding that energy drain, that spiritual sinkhole. There is a direct, undeniable correlation between your intimate relationships and your financial prosperity and your spiritual journey. You simply cannot separate them. They are intertwined. If you are connected to someone who lives on the frequency of envy or profound ingratitude, that person functions like an anchor dragging down your boat, holding it back. You can row with all your might, Take every self-help course under the sun. Pray every single night until the early hours of dawn. But your boat just won't move, because that anchor is firmly snagged on the bottom, holding you captive. Cutting that rope isn't an act of hatred toward the anchor. It is, in fact, an act of profound love for your boat and for the magnificent destiny where you are truly meant to arrive. And perhaps you're asking yourself, but how will I know that I am truly healed? How will I know that I won't repeat the same old patterns, fall into the same traps? You will know when the chemistry changes, when the energetic dynamic shifts entirely. In the past, what attracted you was the mystery, the allure of the bad boy or the drama queen friend who always needed help. The sheer drama, the intense highs and lows. It felt like passion, like some deep, soul-stirring connection. Today, with a renewed mind, with a fresh perspective, the drama just utterly exhausts you now. The inconsistency makes you feel sick to your stomach, makes you roll your eyes. What you will begin to find truly attractive is stability. It's someone who keeps their word, who follows through. It's clarity, plain and simple. It's the person who says they'll arrive at 3 p.m. and actually pulls up at 2:55 p.m. It's the friend who listens just as much, if not more, than they speak. You will begin to feel an undeniable attraction to peace, to tranquility, to calm. And that, my dear, is the definitive, unmistakable sign of true spiritual maturity. Your nervous system is finally exiting survival mode and entering a beautiful, thriving mode of true living. In survival mode, we'll accept any stale bread because we're literally starving, desperate for crumbs. In thriving mode, in true living mode, we get to choose the grand feast because we know, deep down, we have a rightful place at the king's table. Now, pay close attention to a crucial detail regarding the post-operative phase of this emotional extraction. There may be days when you feel a sudden, intense surge of anger. Anger for having allowed so much for so long. Anger for all that wasted time, those lost years. Anger for having been so deeply deceived and manipulated. Do not, under any circumstances, repress or bottle up that anger. Anger, when properly channeled and directed, is a powerful fuel, an incredible catalyst for profound change. Anger unequivocally states, "This was absolutely unacceptable, and I will never, ever allow it to happen again." Use this potent energy to establish brand new, non-negotiable standards. Write them down if you need to. Make a clear, concise list of what is absolutely non-negotiable for you moving forward. But whatever you do not let that anger fester and turn into bitterness. Nature abhors a vacuum. When you actively remove something negative from your life, you must proactively fill that space with goodness. Don't let your mind just sit there, empty, endlessly ruminating over the past. Instead, flood your mind with literature that uplifts your spirit, with melodies that inspire and build you up, with exciting new projects that challenge you to grow. Actively occupy the territory you fought to reclaim. Plant vibrant flowers in the spots where thorny, intrusive weeds once stubbornly grew. Because if you simply rip out the bad and leave the ground barren, those stubborn weeds will inevitably return, and they'll come back even stronger. It's time to plant the seeds of your new life. Start a new hobby, something completely different. Rearrange the furniture in your home to shift the energy and bring a fresh vibe into your personal space. Go out and buy yourself a new outfit, one that carries no memories or associations with that person. These small, prophetic acts of newness send a powerful signal to your brain, letting it know that a fresh chapter has truly begun. You are the true author of your very next chapter. The pen is firmly in your hand, and the ink that flows so freely from it is the royal blood coursing through your veins, the royal blood of a daughter of the king. Do not allow anyone else to hold your hand or influence your words as you write your story. The story of the victim is over. The tale of the survivor has also reached its end. Now, right now, begins the saga of the governor. The one who governs herself, who takes full charge of her choices, and who commands her own incredible future. And as you step fully into this governing posture, you're going to start noticing something interesting about the nature of envy. Envy isn't just about someone desiring what you possess. It's a destructive wish for you to not have it at all. That manipulator, more often than not, didn't want your friendship. They wanted to drain your vibrant light because their inner darkness had become unbearable for them. Seeing you shine brightly only served as a constant reminder of how dim and extinguished their light had become. Your stepping away, your withdrawal, is actually a profound act of mercy. You have stopped feeding the demon of envy that resided within them. You are no longer serving as that harsh mirror where they were forced to confront their glaring inadequacies. Now, it is time for you to look straight ahead. The horizon stretching out before you is clean and entirely clear. All those dark storm clouds have been left far behind you. Are there still puddles of water on the ground? Yes. Are there still broken branches scattered from the fierce winds? Yes. But make no mistake, the sun is most definitely breaking through. And with that brilliant sunshine comes undeniable, crystal clear clarity. You are going to look back on this moment in a few months from now, and you will say, with conviction, "Thank you, God, for removing that individual from my life. I had no idea I was utterly trapped until I was finally set free." The gratitude for your deliverance will far outweigh any lingering pain of that loss. But pay close attention now, because there is one final, insidious trap that your ego will try to spring on you, especially when you are agonizingly close to being completely free. It is the trap of curiosity. That nagging urge to take a peek or snoop around on that person's social media. To find out how they're doing, if they're happy, if they've already replaced you. Do not yield to that temptation. Curiosity, you see, is merely the back door, the secret entrance through which toxic energy creeps back into your space. What your eyes do not see, your heart will not feel, and your soul, believe me, will be grateful. Block them if it is necessary. Mute them. Go silent. Do not allow yourself to be a mere spectator in the life of someone who refused to be an honorable protagonist in your story. Every minute, every moment you spend stalking the past is a minute you are stealing from the construction of your future. Be radical in your approach to self-care.